I mean, you can just provide your channel link.
I could.
Up your ass.
Edit stream title description.
I can Twitch stream it if that's something that wants to be done.
I got it on the YouTubes.
Oh, you're streaming on YouTube.
Yeah, on the 501st YouTube channel.
What a nerd.
Oh my gosh. Switch account. This one.
Wait, the 501st has like an actual YouTube channel?
Yes, we do.
Huh.
So since I can't see anything in, yeah, I can't even see that table. There's a table.
I would disconnect and reconnect again, Diablo.
I've done that.
Maybe validate files real quick.
I forgot we had this.
Okay.
Yes.
There it is. That should be it at least. The link. Oh, I guess I should. I don't know. Where is? I forgot about this part.
Oh, I like the tokens explaining what each point are.
So I don't have to read them all off, and you don't have to go. I don't know what you said. What was this again?
Yeah, and reference the
I realized that today when I was just running it through with T. I was like, this is dumb. Why am I reading 28 things? You're gonna remember like 2 of them, and even then, that's a stretch.
Or where each one is. Like, I kept thinking that like POI Midway was like an important one. I'm like, oh wait, what?
The invasion has begun. Are we good to start joining on tabletop?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, yeah.
What's the password?
501.
On stream, no less.
Couldn't have told him.
Well, I put 50. I put first.
Couldn't figure it out. He
So,
didn't deserve to be
It's
here.
blue.
Close out of that.
No, I'm
back
broken.
on Columbia.
I'm broken. This doesn't
Yep.
God, my frames.
It's okay if you're having frame issues. It's just the map. Not anything the mission builders have made. Hopefully.
It's just your computer, Swanee.
Yeah. Computer sucks.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Oh, right. Where is objects, components?
That seems like a suspicious link. Let's
Target
open
would
it.
never do us wrong.
You would guess wrong. Little ambiance.
Oh wait, yeah, it's in the tablet over here.
Don't look at it. Don't look at it.
Pornhub.
Not gonna lie, when it was really zoomed out, seeing the little orange logo in the corner, I kind of thought it was that too.
Safe search, not on. Let's go.
Target, why are you looking at people holding hands?
I'm so lonely. I yearn for affection.
Are we at Tabletop Simulator?
Yes, sir.
No, we're on Roll20 now these days.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot to change it over.
Probably
Get
more
your,
than 10
get
people.
your
in
pen
that.
and paper. I'm going to describe the map to you when you draw it down.
Alright, how do I join?
I'd like to seduce the dragon.
Roll 20.
And I cast Fireball at first level.
The fireball is a third
Lightning
level spell.
Lightning bolt.
There's your d20. Go ahead and roll. Seduce the dragon.
Oh,
I
where
would
is
like
it?
to cast Wingardium Leviosa.
Right here is a very specific target. I'm zoomed all
I
the way out.
tabbed. I tabbed.
Like
It's
it's
the purple
in your,
dice.
It's
Oh,
in your
okay.
drawer.
Nobody asked you, Black. You ruined a campaign.
I blame Goddess.
10.
The dragon does not seem interested.
Oh.
But
I'm
the dragon does have a
lucky.
friend. Points to a
Oh.
less attractive dragon.
They have a good personality.
No.
Well, you're very judgmental then.
Who's dog?
Diablo, are you capable of getting in?
Nah, it's not letting
Drummond.
me join.
Drummond's
Okay.
back.
Is
What's the
there even
password?
room anymore?
501.
There is still room.
Okay, then I'll hop on.
So much room that if we need to, I can kick Swanee, because I don't need 2 Avalanche 1 people here.
I
You
mean,
need-
if you want me to go to bed, then
You need all the Avalanche 1 people here.
I would never
you
suggest
don't
you
want
kick
them near
Swanee.
target.
Yeah, that's true. I don't. Like, at all. Either of them. Both of you get out.
Are we really on Columbia?
Yes.
Hey, take a drink for every person that says that. I gotta go get my bottle of whiskey. 1 second.
I will eat a salt and vinegar Pringle instead.
Be just as good.
That's just very British.
T, I'm gonna DM you with my list of demands.
Demands? Okay.
They'll go right up on the fridge.
Oh, who let this man in here? Alright, we're at 9 people so far in
The fact that it's not locked.
No, Cascoon.
Oh, I like that look.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Put a link to Belle Delphine's OnlyFans.
Yeah, even if I get in, I can only choose gray. I can't choose.
Monkey
any
cannot
colors.
get in. Monkey will
Okay,
watch stream.
then witness and we can fix your tabletop later.
I think the only color that's left is yellow.
Yeah, yellow would be the only color left.
Why is my scroll wheel binding when I scroll up?
Scroll wheel a little sticky there, Cass.
Yeah, and I don't know why. It's new. What did the assembler who put this thing together fucking do to it?
Newly used.
Let's just say it's well seasoned.
I keep forgetting that's your username, Klinger, on Steam.
Don't worry. I am Harry S. Truman.
But what?
Are you gonna
33rd.
play Never Gonna Give You Up? Or are you just gonna,
Why is he
search it?
wet?
Stop it!
Because there are other Harry S. Trumans
gosh.
out there. I am yellow.
So many questions, so few
Stop.
answers.
I'm afraid that if I hit don't let this player ask again, it just allows you to do it.
It will.
No. Please.
Where is my table?
I just
Where is
wanted
my
some
table?
I just wanted some ambiance in here. So I wasn't dead when you guys just sit here and just look at it and go, yeah.
Oh shit!
Ambiance, I can just hum.
Stop
my
it,
God.
Cascoon! I will
Don't
kick
ask
you.
again for any of you.
I will kick you. Oh wait, no, I gave him host. Even worse.
You there, green one. Hold my hand.
All right, is there anyone else we need to wait on? We good? Do we have everybody? Everyone who wants to participate or unwillingly is here because they were told they had to participate. Are all those people here?
Hi.
I don't think we have anyone from Minok.
Minok did ask if they could send some guys with Ava 2, so.
I mean, I got a similar question for Avalanche 1, but I didn't know what we was doing yet.
but everyone,
We'll tentatively go over them tonight, then, I guess.
all right, but everyone's here. We got everybody. No reason to hold this off further. Your all's lack of saying anything is, deafening. All right. So I guess before we get started, just a little housekeeping note. First of all, thank you. We're back. We're doing it. Hopefully, we will continue doing it, not just stop it abruptly again for an I can't think of words. For a while again, like we did the last time. So we're here. But with that said, I'm gonna try and slowly implement some things as we go along. So that way I'm not throwing 80,000 things at you guys and you're all trying to figure it out and figure it all out. So we're gonna hopefully start pretty simple. If something seems like it's not simple, just be like, Target, this is stupidly difficult, and just let me know, and I will we can avoid doing it or try and figure it out and fix it. So with that said, just slow implementations on some things. So, with that said, let's get down to why we're here. All right. So, just so you're all aware of kind of the what's happening around the galaxy, the 212th have engaged in naval combat, trying to push into the western reaches. The 91st have begun their campaign to the mud-ridden planet of Mimban. Iridu's space station has fallen into the hands of the Confederate Navy, giving a near-complete naval control on the western reaches. The Republic Navy races to stop the advance of CIS forces in the new territory. Piracy has seen an increase throughout the galaxy as planetary defense fleets have been pushed into naval service. There is distrust with the clone army as they showed up suddenly and in great force. Public opinion of the Jedi has dropped due to the fact that many believe the Jedi are to blame for the start of the war. Talks with Bothawa have slowed as both sides wish for it to become an ally, yet Bothawa wishes to stay neutral. Ryloth is fighting a guerrilla war with the CIS, as well as dealing with pirates and slavers. The 501st have successfully taken control of the planet Alantine 6 and continue their campaign to secure a supply route to Camino. Which brings us to this planet, Milagro. And here is your guys's... here's the Warno for you. Alright, the situation. Milagro was in a state of turmoil even before the Clone Wars erupted on Geonosis. The northern sector, under command of Ulan Azza, have united and formed a separate state from the feudal system of the original rulers of the south. The Lords of Milagro have since begun building up military equipment and forces along the border. Ulan Azza has used his pull with certain Corellian officials to create a military of his own. The situation has developed into a cold war that could soon turn very hot if the situation is not resolved. It is unclear if there is any CIS influence with either faction, but the plant's manufacturing capabilities and important trade routes are too important to overlook. So, the intent of why you are here via high command of the Republic military is your first priority is a peaceful solution to this problem. A Republic senator has been dispatched and has been carrying out negotiations for weeks. Hailstorm will carry out peacekeeping duties for the senator. Patrol the DMZ for potential aggregators, recon potential military buildup along the DMZ, search for potential separatist meddling, and stand by for potential invasion by the South. Now, I also could just go through and name all the objectives and points of interest, and you guys can forget all of them but like two. But there's little markers and tokens on each one that explains what each one is. So you just have to hover over it so you can quickly just look at it and be done with it. Are there any other questions? Or any questions, not any other.
I assume just the DMZ is this red marked line
Yes.
through the middle.
That is correct.
What is the civilian split? Are all civilians on the southern side on the royal side, and so on and so forth, or is it fairly split?
Do you mean like where does their loyalty stand?
Yeah, where do the civilians stand? Are they...
At this point, due to just years and years of heavy fighting and skirmishing, some of them, if they're in the north, they are very loyal to the north. If they're in the South, they're very loyal to the South. Some of them are trying to switch sides in hopes for either a better life or a new life. Some are just trying to leave the planet. But overall, if they're within the ones that are within their housing in their on the North or the South are loyal to the North or the South. So North is loyal to North, South is loyal to South. There's no like random little factions in any of the places like, oh, we're actually loyal to the South and we hate it here. It's everyone who's there is there because they want to be there. If not, they're trying to leave.
How particularly wide is a DMZ? Like in terms of the separation? Like 100 meters, kilometer?
What is the DMZ? Oh,
No, how like wide it is.
it's
You know what
let's see. We'll say 100 meters on either side
Right.
of the triangles, give or take. Just as long as you're not surpassing it completely. You'll probably hear, if you ever venture too far, you'll probably get a warning saying, hey, you're too far. So you shouldn't have to worry about that too much. But roughly 100 meters in distance
Got it.
on either
I
side.
want to
So
make sure
100
just in
meters,
case
yeah.
one of my guys steps on the wrong spot.
Yeah, so about 100 meters distance on either side. So 100 meters north, 100 meters south. So about a 200 meter gap.
Well, are there mines within this 200 meter gap?
More than likely, either side has definitely placed some mines. Now, where they're at after years of fighting, it's hard to say. There's no actual mapping of any of them.
Do we know
Copy.
of any pre-established like defensive positions along the DMZ by either side, or is it relatively recently established and everybody's rushing about with it?
So aside from the ones that are mentioned here, these are the main ones that you can find that are defensive lines, as well as where you can see the Royal Milagro battalions. Are also places that they probably have built defenses. There are probably other smatterings of defenses throughout that aren't marked, but those are the main defensive. This is their main defensive line, if any.
Any attempts at negotiation fail? Or is it still ongoing?
Negotiations are going, and they have been going slowly. However, success is almost imminent for both sides to come to some sort of peace negotiations. Due to the fact that the North holds a majority of the factories and is more of the blue collar state, they have the factory power. However, the South, which is more of the white collar in terms of how it looks, they have all the connections to people to buy and sell things, as well as they have access to the largest mining facility on planet, which is Objective Stardust, in the bottom right corner. So both sides would see some sort of benefit to reworking together. Now, whether this is two separate states and they just basically are doing trading with each other, that depends. But as of right now, negotiations, although still very shaky, they are coming to a pretty good conclusion, and hopefully sometime this week. Also, this week happens to mark the Festival of Life is this week in the galaxy. So there are a bunch of civilians are just they're having a good time this weekend for this holiday week. So no one as of right now, no one is expecting anything to happen.
So the Republic hasn't backed a side or taken a side.
As of right now, the Republic has slightly taken a side with the North, but only in the sense of that's where we are staging our Republic craft. So we are sided with the Northern North Milagro. There is a Republic representative that is will be mediate. Basically, Republic is helping mediate. They haven't, in the sense of like taken a side, they haven't taken a side per se. But they are just being housed in the northern area.
Have we attempted to ask if the South wants some of our craft there, so it doesn't look like we're trying to take a side if we're negotiating the two?
The South has not asked, but the North did ask us to come. Whether it be via, hey, look, let's get these negotiations going, or we will have the Republic come in. But yeah, so the South has not offered. The South has not asked us to be there, but they are not also hindering us from being there. Just as long as we stay on our side of the line, they seem to be fine with it. It looks like.
Have we been able to? Are they allowing us to fly over their airspace or
No,
not?
do not fly over the airspace.
If things were to go awry at negotiations and/or militarily, what kind of support could we depend on outside of anything off planet?
For you guys specifically, you mean?
Yeah, I mean in general.
What specifically are you asking about or for?
Like, is there anything in orbit above
Yes.
the planet?
You do have access to your entire fleet. And I will get into what the fleet represents and what it is carrying with the logistics system that we are putting in place. It's pretty simple. Keep track of how many resupplies you've used. I'll get into it later, but
Okay.
it's pretty much just keep track of a number, and it's a relatively small number that you should be able to keep track of.
Epic.
Presume the mediation center is where these negotiations have been taking place.
Mm-hmm.
Does the Republic representative have their own security detail, or do we need to take over for that?
Since you are here, it would probably be a good idea to assist in any way you can with their security detail.
Where is the mediation center? Like I see where it's located, but like, is it located inside a town? Is it in some kind of fortification?
It is a small, for what it is in the game. It's a small little. It's a little outpost, little military outpost that's been decommissioned and is being used as the table. It's in the center of it. You guys are not allowed anywhere inside of the facility, just so you are aware. There's only a specific amount of agreed upon soldiers that are allowed in there, and they are both from either North Milagro or South Milagro, and it's a handful of them that are allowed in there. So you are not allowed to enter the facility. You can assist all. You can, if you wanted to escort the senator there, you can escort the senator all the way up to the front door and no further.
So the Republic senators going in without any kind of Republic security?
Aside from the senator's own small detail, not too much now.
Okay, so he has Senate guards.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like a squad's worth, if that.
Anything else you think would be prudent for us to know for the ground situation target?
Let's see.
That is not metagaming, obviously.
Well, yes. Not that I can think of. Ground situation. I'm trying to think of if I need to tell you that or if it's figured out later. Yeah, I'll tell you. Just if you do any patrolling of the DMZ, you'll probably get further tasking from local garrison forces to be like, hey, can you help us over here? There's this issue over here, that kind of thing. So you might have to make first contact, or you might have to make contact with any local militia garrison or military garrison.
What kind of issues are they dealing with along the DMZ?
Aside from earlier stated, civilians either trying to cross the border at any point. There's been skirmishes over the years have been slowly deteriorating, but there's still a possibility of small skirmishes. This is not anything that has led to anything bigger, to any bigger war. It just mainly seems to be just skirmish battles. So if you are to take any place in a skirmish battle, make sure if you feel like it's an assault, double check, because you don't want to turn a skirmish battle into, oh crap, we just started a war. Because skirmish battles have been something that they've dealt with over the past 10 years. After their civil war kind of drew to a grinding halt. It's mainly just the last 9 to 10 years have been nothing but skirmish battles. So there could be that, as well as just normal hearts and minds. Hey, this guy has some civilian's car needs a battery change or something like that, and things like that.
If the Southern local forces have lined up along the DMZ. How come the northern forces haven't done the same?
The northern forces they do have forces along the DMZ line. It's small little platoons in little garrisoned areas. Um, the North is trying to make it a point that they want the negotiations to succeed, and the South is still a little weary of us, well, of them specifically, which is why they have put their forces on the front line, still as a show of power, especially since the North kind of started the war to begin with. You could say either side could have been at fault, but the one who drew the first shot would have been the North. They still haven't necessarily forgiven them entirely for it, but again, if they can get the negotiations so they have some sort of agreement, a trade agreement, this might help start some mending in the long run.
I imagine, though, that Republic forces along the DMZ would agitate the South more than local forces on the north side.
It would probably, yes, but as long as you stay away from stay on your side of the DMZ, things should go well.
The special instructions in our Warno state: do not cross the border, and if unless given actionable intel, if actionable intel is found, crossing will be at battalion command's discretion. As far as like within our actual platoon operations, how will that go? Will that just be a call from advisor kind of situation?
Basically, yes.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to double check on that.
Yep.
Thank you.
So I have another question, if that's okay.
Yes.
The Royal and the Republic, how do they differentiate in look? Just so we can distinguish between the two in the field.
The Royal one looks like the normal CIS human battalion for sake of simplicity of gameplay. The South looks like CIS for simplicity of gameplay, and the North looks like which one is it? Oh, I don't remember which one Popeye said it was. There's either that's a 212. Look, the North looks like what's the army from First Contact? That one.
Livonia people?
Yeah, the Livonians. They look like those. So a little more. They look, vanilla Arma, basically.
All right. I had another question, but I don't remember what it was.
Power had a question.
I already asked it.
Do we want to start handing out actual taskings first? I know you said there was a logistics system you'd wanted to go over target. Want to go through that first, or?
You can task out first. I guess it's for you guys, for infantry wise, it's pretty simple. I went over it with Cascoon, so Cascoon knows what he's got to do for Razor. But for you guys, in the fleet, and this will go into space. This kind of plays into space combat whenever we get there, which will probably be next week. But you guys have 2 Peltas, an Arquintus, a Consular, 2 Acclimators, 2 Dreadnoughts, and a Venator as part of your fleet. For you guys specifically, for infantry, your 2 Peltas are your main source of supply. Each Pelta carries about 50 resupplies for a total of, because you have 2, you have 100 resupplies. How resupplies work, who's messaging me? How resupplies work is, so when you guys deploy and in field, if you have to call in a resupply, you just mark how many resupplies you used, and then we take it out of play. From my math was basically on average a platoon uses about 3 resupplies, 1 for each squad. So medical and ammunition are counted as 1 resupply. It's about 21 a week. So at the end of a week of fighting, usually you guys go through 3 each. So 21. So after a week, we would minus 21 from the 100. How you would get them back is via in-game week of 5 days. Let's say for simplicity's sake, so for I assume that you guys all complete your objectives and no one's in active combat. A week would go by because Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday would be day 5. So you would re-get some resupplies. I gotta double check what the number is, but it should be enough to keep you going. Now, if someone was still in active combat, so let's say Ava 3, and let me know if this is like not too hard to follow, and we can just like scrub it and figure out how to do it. But say Ava 3 is still in active combat or like is trying to attack POI Nail, and they haven't successfully taken it or they're in the middle of it, then we would pick up where we last left off 30 minutes later. So a week has not gone by, only 30 minutes have gone by from last war room is the best way to say it, I guess. Keep it simple. Does that make sense?
I don't want to speak for everybody, but it makes sense to me.
Okay.
Yeah. Clarifying question for the points. Well, first, Cascan, is Razor still doing like the drone resupplies, as well as like the normal resupplies?
They are available.
Okay.
The drone resupplies are about a quarter of a normal resupply.
It is a quarter?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So do we need to be tracking drone resupplies, and also how do you also want us to like roughly calculate if we resupply while we're in lats or new classes, or if we RTB to rearm? Because for the most part, that's how Ackley doesn't call a lot of resupply. Like from a lat, we'll either redeploy and while redeploying rearm from inside of the lat, which has, I believe, a full resupply in it, or we'll RTB and get medical and everything. That's how we've been running for the past couple of months. So how do you want us to adjust based off of that?
Yeah. Okay. So if you go back to resupply, if you RTB, count it as 3, because it's everybody resupplying. Basically, you're using a resupply. In a lat, 1 for each lat.
Okay. Cool. That's what I figured. Just wanted to double check. And then as far as the drones, do we want to count those as a quarter?
We'll track those.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll figure it out. I'll give you benefits of the doubt they used less than more. So if it's like, oh, we only used 2 drones, which would be half of a resupply, just you didn't use a resupply. It's fine.
Right.
That's getting real nitpicky if I'm trying to figure it out. So as long as it's not like 3/4 to 3 to 4 of them, then it's fine. Any other questions? No? All right.
Ramen, you alive?
Yes.
Would you like to split this map east and west?
Sure.
For ease of filling things out. Which side
Works
would you
for
like?
me. Well, they all appear to be all the objectives on our side seem to be D-Day beaches. So
I
I'm
was
certain
waiting
that-
for someone to say that.
I'm certain that means nothing. I wouldn't read into it.
If you split it along the line just west of Hammer, Raptor, and Frame, it gives you even numbers. Although the western side has 3 objectives versus 1.
I mean, we're not trying to push into enemy territory here. We're just looking to make sure negotiations go smooth, correct?
Right, that's why we're having a war room.
We're simple border patrol, and we're doling out orders of who's along what part of the border.
Yeah, we need to relabel this as peace room.
Welcome
it's
to the
not like-
UN.
It's not
well,
like
there's a
target-
reason. There's a reason why this is Republic High Command and not the War Room. Just because we refer to it as the War Room doesn't mean that publicly we refer to this is the War Room. I'll take the west side.
It's just what side you say?
I'll take the west side.
All right.
Neptune. Anzio?
Yep.
Gold. You can have all the beaches. I'll take just Utah. Hopefully that doesn't mean anything later.
Golden Anzio over beaches.
I thought Anzio was just a mountain in Italy.
Very terrible landing. But yeah.
I also get Midway, and as someone from the Navy, Midway was fun because we won.
A beautiful battle. Power, where do you want to try and socket yourself in the middle of all this?
I'm just here to have a good time.
I'll take Power because I need to write a war note for Bandit.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
So Ackley will be on our half.
What half is Cyclone on?
Cyclone is west, Avalanche is east.
I might be so bold, if things go bad at the mediation, UI Midway might be a good position for Acklay to be able to get there quick.
I was gonna say, I was thinking for Avalanche 1 to be in and around the mediation.
Swanee, I was gonna be nice and not put you in the same area Av1 was in last time on this map, but if you want to be there,
I don't. You said it like we remember where we were.
Since that's not on my half of the Dements, I will put Ackley at gold. That way they can redeploy quicker.
Now, would putting all of our forces up at the border be like too much of a show of force for a peace talk?
we're 6 platoons.
We're also on
No
our
problem
side
with
of the DMZ.
True.
And if
People
my-
mass forces on the DMZ all the time.
Yeah.
Drama and Order 1 Cyclone platoons.
Well, I don't know, Black. Do you want to be up front?
We can
Or
take
do you want to be
Tubara.
in, or do you want to be in the rear with the gear?
We'll take Tubara. Seb
Well-
defense is there.
Like, you want to have 3 and 2 to cover Juan Juno together? So it looks like Juan.
Yeah, if you guys want to have actions in between Dragoon and Juno.
he just wants to go through there.
They can only be Juan.
Yeah, you guys can control that area. You just sort of split it down the middle at Juno.
Alright. We're in a valley beneath, and they're on the high ground, so it's gonna be.
Crink, are you here for
Don't worry, it's not too
one?
bad.
It's like a few hundred meters.
Cringe is here for mission builder stuff.
Okay, well then I need to. Okay, then I guess I need to.
I mean, I can be here for like 1 if Garvey's not gonna show.
Well, he hasn't so far, and train left.
Considering it's 2:30 in the morning for
Ah,
Garvey.
shit, now I need to pay attention. Fuck.
Hold on, let me see if I can't find where the hell train went. I think he got off. You want to be support for Psych 2, or do you want to be in charge of 2 objectives? Pick one.
We're cool enough to take on 2 objectives.
Okay, then we'll put Psych 1 at Neptune, and they can pay attention to the north in Anzio. And then that puts 3 at Utah.
Like 2 will set up defenses and prepare for counterattack.
3 will present to assist.
Like, you want defensive stuff on our lines too?
Yep, Swanee, you'll take around Midway and be ready for a rapid response to the mediation center if needed. Otherwise, you'll patrol that area on that center bit in between Midway and Dragoon. F2, you have the area between Dragoon and Juno, making sure that front line is secure. 3, you have Juno and Sword, and if needed, falling all the way back to, I'm going to assume that says Overlord for the airfield.
It got cut off when I was taking a screenshot of the map. I was like, I'm too lazy. Didn't care.
Don't worry, all the other names make it still inferable.
So if it proves too spicy for us, you want us pulling back there and protecting the airfield?
A firm.
Oh,
But, you know, we're not expecting anything going wrong here, so I don't think that'll be needed, you know?
Yeah, just in case.
It's not like Target said that we'll be doing space combat next week or anything.
said possibly. Depends on how this week goes. If you guys
We
decide to cross
also
the
might
border
spend-
from boredom.
We also might spend next week teaching you the system.
Yeah, who knows? We might sign a peace deal this week and be on the next planet next week.
Yeah. Fighting whatever's over there.
Or
Can't make too many assumptions.
nuclear winter.
Woohoo!
Or
Then that'd
1-1
be none
goes
of our
tribal.
problems.
I like
Hey,
when
Target,
one
I
goes
got
tribal.
a question
Yo.
I forgot to ask earlier. You said civilians are crossing the border. Are they not supposed to be? Are we accepting refugees or people on the north side? Are they allowing people move from the north side to the south side? What's the local?
Oh god, don't give it a job to Cyclone
Well,
too.
sometimes they just shoot the civilians for trying to cross the border, so you could like tase them and then, just make sure that they go someplace for questioning and like make sure they're safe, get a nice warm meal or whatever. Up to you. Or you could shoot them. I don't care.
So the locals' policy is they're not allowing people to cross the border.
No.
It's essentially the Berlin Wall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Northern SOP is to any civilians crossing the border, detain, send back to the FOB to be processed in accordance with the Northern SOP under special instructions.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Oh, by the way, the Objective Overlord, they are allowing you to use as your FOB. Kind of little joint military Objective Overlord. They're allowing you to use as your FOB.
Ooh. Pretty far.
I'm only a couple kilometers away from.
Oh, good, Garville, you're here. You're in the rear with the gear.
Why?
Because you weren't here to pick up front or in the middle. So.
God damn it! Cricket is here. He could have done it.
No, Cricket is here as mission builders.
Fuck.
He also picked the rear.
He gave me the option of 2 objective or 1 objective. I picked 2. I didn't realize it was up in the rear.
2 objective.
I mean, to be fair, just be ready to attack, just in case.
Yeah, the rear might very quickly become the front.
All right.
I went a little farther north, kind of away from the line, because I'm figuring we're gonna have some Banthas with us with Minok. So.
Wait a minute. Don't we have a deployable fob?
Actually,
It's
I thought
Overlord.
Genesis talk a few.
We do theoretically have a deployable FOB, but we are utilizing the airfield in the northeast because that's what the northern forces want us to do.
I just
Credits
said
don't grow on
use it.
trees.
And they barely like us as it is.
Oh, fine. I don't want to full on assign Minok without them being here, but I know they reached out to a couple people.
Oh, they reached out specifically to me and said they wanted to attach.
Can everybody move their hands off the board real fast?
So I'll tentatively task Minok with assisting Av2 in that area until I can confirm it with Genesis or Datacoy later tonight.
Target.
Yes.
I have a question for you.
You may.
Off
What
the
kind
board.
of
Klinger, hand off board.
What kind of air presence do these civilians have, and what kind of anti-air presence if something should pop off?
Do the civilians have?
Not civilians, but the humans.
Okay, whose hand is purple? I need you to get off the board.
Go Hamius.
Sorry.
Get out of here. Because everyone keeps moving their hand across the board. How dare they? For sake of the fact that I don't think we have anything
There, I have my picture.
for Op 4 that's not vanilla or vultures. They have vultures, unless I'm wrong.
Oh, okay. So they have some air presence.
They do
I'm not
have, yeah.
expecting them.
They do have an air presence. They do have an air force.
Okay. And do they have like man pads? Do they possibly have anything bigger? Please God, don't say Halo AA.
I didn't know
This
there was
shit
an
is not
option.
balanced for
Ooh,
Armad.
I'll
Or
have
that
to
it's not
remember that
balanced
for
for
later.
Armad. Do not use it, please.
I didn't ask if it was balanced. Just normal.
Sounds
They,
like
they do
Halo
have
AA.
a relatively small AA presence.
Okay.
Both forces don't really have very large of an air force.
Okay.
So
Type 2 will need potentially a lot of pilots.
Okay. Like 2?
Type 2. Ready for CAS.
The respective sizes basically have no fly zones over each other, though. Correct.
Correct.
Just reiterating. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Would somebody mind copying this? I am powerless.
Copying what?
The Razor token, so I can denote that Psych 2, which is this one. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Extra Razor presence there.
Also,
If there is no token, you still get Razor support. It's just they specifically requested more, so I'll make sure I have as
Can
many
I have-
pilots as I can get.
Can I have 2 tokens? Can I
Yeah.
just like have half the squadron show up?
I will do my best to get you 10 pilots. Sure.
Not just for CAS, also potentially a lot of civilians crossing the border. We need to send them back to FUB and process them.
Oh yeah, well yeah. Yes, the extra new
Going
class
back.
would be. Well,
Wardens will be busy.
Mm-hmm. We'll make sure to process them correctly.
Human intelligence respected.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Anything else? Any other questions?
One last thing, actually,
Yes.
very quickly. What does the Senator look like, roughly?
Humanoid.
Humanoid, okay. Just dressed in fancy clothes. I don't know if there's gonna be like an alien or something.
More than likely suit and tie. You know how
Alright,
those
yeah.
bureaucrats are.
Cool. Just what it was worth asking.
Do the South have any artillery positions? That have any AO?
Nothing more than
Yes.
What?
just assume the answer is yes.
Probably.
That'll be part of your tasking is to carefully observe the enemy side to figure out what they have and where, without violating anything.
If it starts falling, you have your answer.
There
You
you go.
assume the answer is yes, you won't be caught off guard when the sky starts falling.
The sky is falling.
It's raining, man. And shells. All right. Anyone else? Any last minute questions?
I have a non-map related thing, but that can wait till the end.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all I got. So I guess dismissed, but I don't know how we do this. It's been so long.
But before people disappear, and for the sake of the stream, hello everybody. I am Cascoon, your friendly neighborhood pilot. I've been working with Target, with Jub, with T to bring the campaign a little bit closer to home. And so what we have done is we have been working with the Zeus department and a couple of other people throughout the unit, and hopefully we will be launching the campaign at the squad level. Essentially, we will be turning one of your squad trainings at random, randomly selected, into a campaign mission. This serves a number of different benefits. The platoon commanders will be responsible for determining who gets an op that time, when our random generator determines whose turn it is. And yeah, so be on the lookout for that. First up on deck is Nexu 2. They will be having their first special mission during their squad training time.
They get to be the guinea pigs.
They are my guinea pigs.
Was that it? End
Yep.
of transmission? All right, cool. All right. Well, if no one else has anything else that they want to write, say, or whatever, I got nothing else for you. So I guess I
can
get to
have
say
something if you want
dismissed.
me
I don't
to.
know. What was that?
I can have something if you want me to have something.
We have Minok here now as
Is
well.
Is it too late? I just got home from work.
It's too late. The war's over. We lost.
Yay! I can retire now.
No, sorry, you're being pressed into service in the First Galactic
Fuck.
Empire.
You gonna play with those giant walkie thingies?
Genesis, you see my DM?
I just got it.
Av2's looking for some Minok stuff. You good with that?
Sure, that's fine.
Cool.
What's your op time again?
They're Sundays at 5.
Fantastic, I can be there.
I like hearing the rock music in the background.
Yeah, my dad's taking a shower.
Wait, what?
My dad's in the shower fucking rocking out.
What, you don't listen to music when you shower?
Or is he playing the guitar himself?
No, yeah, he's in the shower with the guitar.
With an
That sounds
electric
like
one.
that sounds like a really quick way to get electrocuted and die.
It's American roulette.
He likes to live dangerously.
Make a cool music video.
Watch my dad kill himself after he shreds this
Yeah.
fucking solo.
His band name is Guitar in the Shower.
You've heard of Kurt Cobain. Now get ready for my dad electrocuted.
Parentheses electrocuted.
Your band name is Welcome to the Burn Lord.
That was their first album.
Okay, so
All right. This has been fun. We all have a plan. If you're Cyclone HQ, come meet me in my office.
Power, you need me?
Target.
Yo.
Oh,
You're the one
Power, that includes you, I guess.
Yeah, I'm
document
tracking.
for the,
Okay, I'll brief Diablo.
Everybody's talking at